The youth want to talk to the trusted adults in their lives about the issues they face. I realized this when I had the 15-year-old Sunday school class several years ago. I had a great group of kids, and they were all very respectful, and they participated when I asked them questions and when I would ask them to read scriptures, but I couldn't get them to be engaged or excited about the lesson. Except for one Sunday, I had a lesson that they were very excited about, and they were very engaged and had a great conversation. Ironically, the lesson was on the law of chastity. The lesson started out the same as these lessons usually do, with all of the kids staring awkwardly at the floor and shuffling their feet. I explained to them what the law of chastity was and why they should keep the law of chastity. So basically, it was a lecture. But then I switched the mode of the lesson and changed it to a discussion. The youth have been taught since they were little about the law of chastity, and they know what they're not supposed to do. But the question they have is they would like to know what is appropriate, what is okay, and where that line is. And so I asked them this question, and they began to discuss it because I didn't have the answers to give to them. They needed to figure this out for themselves. And because they did figure it out for themselves, and they set really great guidelines for themselves. And because they had discussed it and they had come up with these ideas, they're more likely to follow those lines. And there are many issues today that are facing our youth that are confusing and difficult and challenging. And they would like to talk to the adults in their life about these issues and have a conversation, not a lecture. One of these issues is, what is the big deal about pornography? The big deal about pornography is the damaging effects of pornography. Pornography damages the brain, it damages the family, and it damages society. Pornography damages the brain because it is very much like a drug. The same chemical reactions occur in the brain when viewing pornography as when taking meth or cocaine. Excessive amounts of dopamine are released into the brain. The difference is when viewing pornography, these chemical reactions are much more powerful. It is like a chemical bomb goes off in the brain when someone is viewing pornography. And in teens' brains, the reward receptors and pathways are 2 to 4 times more powerful than they are in adult brains. So in teens' brains, the brain is being flooded with even more dopamine. And just as with meth and cocaine, viewing pornography is addicting. So when the brain is flooded with all of this dopamine, that is not a normal level for the brain to be at. And so it tries to compensate. And so it will shrink the dopamine receptors so that there are fewer of them that are working. And so when the dopamine receptors are, Xander, you ruined my video.